Hello everyone, welcome to the channel, and today I will be opening another 3 Amiga games from this hoard that I'd picked up. So excuse my voice, I'm just recovering from a cold. I've got a nice warm cup of tea next to me, so let's just crack on, shall we? Right, so we have, in no particular order, let's bring it on with David Baddiel and Frank Skinner's Fantasy Manager, the computer game. So I've never played this. I never had this originally, and I got to admit, I think even back in the day, I'd have been a little bit. Hold on, let's get that into focus there. For 1200 there, I would have been a little bit disappointed with this packaging. Come on, get into focus. Everything. There we are. So anyone who's British should know who these guys are. David Baddiel, Frank Skinner. They're comedians, very popular in the 90s and noughties, and they sang a song together along with the Lightning Seeds, Football's Coming Home, something like that, which did really well, and it's yet to come home, to be completely honest. Football's never been my thing, but that's me. So there we go, stars of the BBC show. So this is even BBC endorsed by the looks of it. £19.99 back in the day. And so you've watched the TV program. Can you play the computer game? Well, possibly not. So the actual game looks like, it might be worth giving a go, because it looks like you've got a little bit of conversation there going on between the two of them, where they're kind of, I guess, they're coaching you a little bit. So you live out your fantasy football and bring it into reality. You pick your players, and there we go. Right, so let's have a look what's in the box. This is doing me nutting because this thing's upside down. So, standard thing again, a couple of discs. Disc 1 and disc 2, all very good. We have the documents. So we have the addendum for the CBM Amiga version. Just giving you the little tweaks that are different. Oh, there we go. You must use Workbench or DOS to delete unwanted save games. Okay. And then the manual. But it seems like a decent. I wasn't expecting it to be kind of this big, but it's very factual. Main menu. Yeah, so you don't get much in the way of lore or story, as you'd probably expect, but hints and tips. Essentially, we take note of the line statistics. So it's there it is. That's quite a quick and easy one. A couple of blank pages on the back. Am I putting that back together correctly? I am. So yes, so that's a quick one. Just out of interest, it's worth giving it a go. Once we're up and running, the next one is the legend Geoff Crammongs Grand Prix from Microprose. So 1 meg RAM required, 4 discs, mouse and joystick supported. Voted simulation of the year. Now I did have this. Not sure if I had it in the fancy box. I must have. But this is very high quality feel. It's got a little sleeve on it as well. So no other game close to emulating. And I tell you what, this was fantastic. It was so immersive, so realistic. You could do full length races and never survive. It's inevitably you're going to bump into someone, or someone's going to bump into you. But yeah, the pit lane, you had I think you had some basic telemetry and options for setting your car up, and you had a lot of sort of driving aids as well. So when you were if you weren't a particularly good driver, you could set to have like auto brake switched on, which wasn't too far off what they actually had built into the cars in those days. They had all sorts of automation built in that got regulated out. Right, there we go. Pop that down. Oh, wowza. Right, so, previous guy. Dodgy little. Thing is, honestly, again, I've not opened any of these, so I don't know what I'm walking into. I could have a bag of dodgy stuff here. So there we go. So we've got disc 4, disc 3, disc 2, disc 1, and then 3, 4, 1 and 2. So we've got the original game discs, and we've got the copy discs. So that way you don't end up overwriting anything or risking that. Again, anyone who's not familiar with Amiga stuff, what the way forwards really was to grab a version of Xcopy and copy your games onto blank discs, and then you can stick these in the box and they're safe and you don't have to worry about it. And these are the ones that you can put other saved games in and use and abuse and lend to your mates. Now, what I do remember, let's just quickly go through the supplements because I want to leave the manual for last on this one. So reference card, quick reference card, so always handy. That was just to have nearby. Technical supplement, so this was giving details on I don't know, what is this supplement? Oh, for the Commodore Amiga. Okay, so this is specific to the Amiga. You may rename the teams and drivers as simulations you wish. So we've got the list of the actual drivers there as it comes as standard. Because I believe, let's pop those down, too many things in my hands. Yes, so in the game, you I think, I'm just trying to recognise some of these names. So some of the drivers didn't agree to having their names licensed to be used in the game. So here's a list of them. So if you want to rename the ones that are someone else, then, because there was a, I believe in this one there was a driver called Nicola Larini, which I don't know who that who that was. Again, I have to fire that up and have a look. And that's been true with a lot of these Grand Prix games. Is there have been issues with licensing the drivers. That's always expensive, and not all of the drivers want to be licensed, want to have the stuff there. So, registration card. Oh, Swindon. Microprose. Well, that's just down the road. Doxing myself there. Please read this first. Check all connections. If you're getting problems. Okay, so that's a quick switch off, switch on again guide. And key map selection. So again, further technical addendums. Additional features listed in the README file. And then the manual. This is a good old document, this one. So, again, quick flick through. Yes, this is definitely what I had. I recognise this. So this goes into huge detail, talks about the teams, talks about how they're driving techniques. So how to take the racing line. There we go, how to take the racing line in different corners. What else have we got in here? So setting up the car. So, I mean, it talks about tyre pressure and tyre circumference here, but I don't think you did that. But yeah, brake balance, you could adjust the brake balance and the gearing in the car, so you have a different gearing setup and the aerodynamic setup for the different tracks. Flags, so this is obviously in black and white, so that's a red flag, would you believe, that third one down. But yeah, telling you what the different flags in the game mean. Not all of these, I don't think, were modelled in the game. You had your green flag and your red and yellow flags, but a lot of the others didn't seem to appear until you'd finished the game and they're waving them at the end, or the marshals raising them, waving them, sorry. So these are the different teams that are listed, and details of that. Details of the circuits: Suzuka, Estoril. So I'm going backwards through here, so it's a little bit not quite right. So, and then so we've got the how to play the game, the different game modes, non-championship, practicing, loading and saving, how to use the pits, the different tyres that you can fit, and some screen grabs here, so your different tyres. And it's all very indicative of how Formula 1 was back then as well. You know, there wasn't any refueling back then. I'm not even sure if there is now. I've lost track of it a little bit. Yeah, your controls, control it on a digital joystick as you would back in the day. So there we go. So that's a really good quality still. He's looked after that. So that's good. And that was a really fun game to play. And finally, another one from Microprose, Knights of the Sky. Yet another game that I've not played. Knights of the Sky. Comes in a handy sleeve. What do we say here? So aerial combat and gallantry in World War One. It was awful, I think. Screenshots there of the thing there. It always amazes me how good the screenshots are in the day. This is before any screen capture software. 13 dazzling 3D perspectives. As many as 13, eh? 20 planes, every major fighter in World War One. Navigate the actual mapping of trenches. Also, this looks quite interesting. This is also definitely worth a go. Right, so what have we got in here then? Once again, multiple discs. Disc 2, disc 1, disc 1, and disc 2. Right. Okay, key control summary card. So that's your basic controls, so you don't have to flick through the manual for that. We have the technical supplement, again, things that are specific, unique to the Amiga version. Right, okay, so again, quite a nice chunky manual with these two guys. No idea who they are. I wonder if they're oh, Prix. There we go. So hang on, where's the thing gone? It's not focusing. There we go. So that's still West Country. Oh dear. Right, so this has had a little bit of water damage here. I need to be a little bit careful there. Right, so again, so we go through an overview and introduction. Fighting in Flanders. And some artwork as we go. First photo, solo flight. Things to go through. Different bombing views, left and right views. So one of your 13, several of your 13, I should say. airplane control and gauges, gun sight, so overview of the game. If you chose World War I from the main menu, you've elected to start the career, a career as a pilot during the Great War. It wasn't great; it was all horrific. So you got the roster screen there. Again, so just your basic manual, becoming an ace of aces. So telling you about what happens when you get loads of kills, promotions, medals. So a lot of words in this one. Not so much. I mean, got some nice artwork to be fair, but not much. Oh, here we go. So the Fokker bounce, coming from out the sun, full loops. So there you go. Some basic BFM maneuvers, I suppose you'd call it these days. Climbing turn. It's just a normal maneuver, isn't it? And then details about the war. Here we go. And a little bit of history. Bloody April. Bombs, rockets. Bombs and rockets on these things. Air delivery, right in the door, variety, handy page. So please, bombs. Yeah, those are usually like hand dropped. Some fighters were equipped with air-to-air rockets. That sounds terrifying. And then you've got your stats for your different aircraft, Albatross and Fokkers for the Axis, and you got your Sopwiths, Spads for the Allies. A little comparison chart. So that's quite handy to have, because then you don't have to flick through the details there. You basically do your top trumps, so you can pick which one suits you. And then designer notes. So this is the designers talking about why they created the game the way they have. Right, so that's quite good. But what we have here, what do we have here? Oh, so we got head-to-head play via modem. There we go. So everything you can on 28K of data, and an operational map of the Flanders front. How's about this then, eh? So there we go. So let's just see if I can get that down, get that in full screen. So there we go. So we got English channel here, Calais, Ostend, and the front line goes all the way down here. So presumably most of this is all mapped out in the game, with a little key on the bottom here for different aerodromes and trenches. So these are the aerodromes here and trenches around there. Nothing on the reverse. Yeah, looking forward to giving that a go as well. Right, well, that's pretty much it then, everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time for some more unboxing. Ta-ra, goodbye.